Hi everyone, welcome to aTech. In this video, we'll try to understand why some electric car owners regret their purchase. Indeed, interest in the electric cars has been growing steadily over the past decade, but there are factors that prevent potential buyers from going electric, or some electric car owners are reverting to gasoline. These determining factors often focus on the actual cost, performance, procedures, and environmental benefits of electric vehicles. Let's find out together the most common concerns that causes one of the 5 electric car owners to switch back to the combustion engine. Let's get started. Unlike a combustion engine car, an electric car is also called a clean car. It does not use fuel, but the electricity in the battery. The latter is composed of largely lithium. As a result, it is a car that hardly pollutes the air. It emits very little CO2 in the air. In general, the impact of electric cars on the environment and public health is much less than that of a combustion model. But this still depends on a few factors. First of all, the supply chain of raw materials. Secondly, the production of car parts. The source of the electrical energy for charging and use of engine must be also considered. Finally, it is recycling at the end of its life. On the other hand, as far as finance is concerned, it is well ahead of thermal cars. On average, 100 kilometers in an electric car costs about 2 euros of electricity. On the other hand, you'll have to spend 8.5 euros in gasoline in the equivalent diesel model, or 11.50 euros for a petrol car. The conclusion is that more kilometers you drive per year, the more financially interested you are to drive an electric car. An even more obvious advantage when you produce your own electricity. For those who have a charging facility at home, this is quite practical. Even more so for those who often use their car for short and medium delayed trips. Thanks to its operation, an electric motor requires less maintenance than an internal combustion engine. Why is that? Well, let's first try to understand how these two engines work. Did you know that a combustion engine benefits from thermodynamic reactions? What this means is the engine makes use of an expansion of heated gases. This is what makes the mechanical parts turn. For example, we enclose a mixture of fuel and oxidizer in a closed space. We set fire to provoke the very fast expansion and thus a lot of pressure. The resulting expansion is used to turn the crankshaft, taking advantage of the tightness of the cylinders. In contrast to them, electric motors work thanks to the electromagnetic forces. That's it, thanks to magnets. You can see this by imagining the force produced when you bring two magnets together. Well, electric motors use it to generate motion. Moreover, there are 3 types of electric motors. First and foremost, there are DC motors, the synchronous alternating current motor. Finally, asynchronous AC motors. Despite this, the principle of electric motor remains the same. Therefore, if we put maintenance in perspective, we can better understand why the electric motor is favored. It does not require lubrication. There is no more drainage problems that still require a specific budget. Nevertheless, this does not mean there is no maintenance to be done. It must be done on specific parts, especially the tires. It should also be taken into consideration that the type of car has certain elements that are found in traditional cars. After considering all this, why do electric car owners choose to go back to their good old thermal car? Well, electric cars do not only have advantages. On the purchase price alone, it's understandable that your budget will have to hold out. No pun intended. That's why the French government has set an environmental bonus of 7,000 euros in 2021 for the purchase of an electric car. However, these comparisons are not enough to make a difference between the purchase price of an electric EV and its lesser equivalent. There is still a solution for that: renting a battery. In fact, leasing costs are comparable to the fuel costs you'll pay with a gasoline or diesel model. So what could possibly discourage EV owners? Charging your electric vehicle at home? Often not a problem. But long distance requires us to use charging stations in public places. From there, it takes at least several hours to charge to fully generate the battery. That's not always easy. Fast charging stations are rare, but in recent years, the number of charging stations has been increased rapidly around the world. With the use of applications such as OpenCharge Map or PlugShare or even ChargeMap on Google Maps, we can see the number of charging stations is increasing. Nevertheless, it is sometimes required more than 10 hours of charging an E/F connection. It is also important to understand that the laws and approvals on the type of vehicle. So as soon as you buy, more importantly, you need to research the associated charging options. Manufacturers of fast charging stations are various levels, from 50 kilowatts to 350 kilowatts, work with a battery capacity of new electric vehicle models. However, this expensive equipment is not often a priority for everyone. That's why many EV owners fall back on easy way out. It only takes 1 to 5 minutes to fill up at a gas station, but thanks to the technological advancements, the charging time has also been significantly reduced. considering the Nissan Leaf with a 30 kilowatt battery capacity. It can be charged in about 90 minutes at 22 kilowatt fast charging stations, and superchargers of 150 kilowatts or more are increasingly appearing on the market. Soon, charging in minutes will be a reality. More former electric car owners point to the concern of autonomy on their cars. Indeed, many have been confronted with car models with a range of 150 kilometers. Is this a real problem nowadays? The manufacturers have been listening. They now offer electric vehicles with a range of 250 kilometers or more than 300 kilometers. As an example, a gasoline car can, on average, travel up to 482 kilometers on a full tank. If you compare that to an electric model, most can go 200 to 490 kilometers on a single charge. New models such as Hyundai Kona Electric, Chevrolet Bolt E, and Kia e-Niro can already offer similar ranges. In addition, luxury cars like Tesla Model S long range can travel up to 610 kilometers on a fully charged battery. That means you can travel from Paris to Grenoble in a single charge. However, range is still too short for many drivers when they want to travel long distances regularly. Another argument that is not the least concerns pollution. It is true that when it comes to CO2, one can say that the EV can be seen as clean. But do electric cars emit fine particles on their way that thus cause pollution? Unfortunately, yes. It seems that the extra weight created by the traction battery causes the EV to release more fine particles into the atmosphere. Compared to the thermal counterpart, the wear and tear on tires, floor coverings, and brake linings generate more particles in the air. But we don't know at this point exactly how much EV contributes to air pollution. But what we can easily imagine is the disappointment of the environmentalists. If you bought an electric car thinking it wouldn't cause harm to the environment, it's easy to see why you'd trade it in if you realized otherwise. And on that note, we've come to the end of our video. If you enjoyed the topic of the day, feel free to like this video. To enjoy more videos like this, subscribe to the channel, and don't hesitate to leave us a comment and suggest our next topics. Activate the notification bell to be among the first to see our next video. And we hope to see you soon on aTech.